is couples counseling helpful, and why should I even care about it? In this video, we're going to talk through what couples counseling is and isn't, and how it could actually be helpful for your relationship. A lot of people view couples counseling as like a one-sided thing where the therapist is going to take your position or your position and tell you what you're doing wrong and why you need to fix it. I'm trained in a therapy model called emotionally focused couples therapy. And in that model, it says, you're not the problem husband, you're not the problem spouse. The pattern you have developed is y'all's problem, and you've gotten stuck in it and you don't know how to get out. The longer people get stuck in these negative patterns, they start to feel more defeated, less understood, and it doesn't feel as if they're connected like they really want to be. The question I would ask myself is, have I ever felt misunderstood in my relationship? Do I feel on a regular basis that we're not on the same page? When my wife and I try to talk about things, do we get to the other side of it, or does this keep coming up over and over again and it feels like we're not getting any wins? Couples counseling helps people get wins. It helps them understand on a deeper level what's most likely a misunderstanding that's occurring between a husband and a wife. Let's say, for example, a husband gets home from work and he's really stressed out because he had a really long day. And he gets home and the house is a wreck. And so he makes a comment about how messy the house is. When he makes that comment, the wife is going to respond because she's going to feel attacked, and she's going to make a defensive statement like, why would you come in here hot like that? You know that a messy house means the kids had a great day. And then she's going to react, and then the husband is going to do something based off how his wife responds, and he might just toss his hands up and go to the other room and check out, or he might raise his voice and yell back at her. When this happens, you get stuck in the pattern. Couples counseling helps you understand what's really going on. So in that example, I, as a licensed therapist, would ask the husband, when you walked home and you saw the mess, what happened for you? What were you experiencing? And the husband would be like, I was frustrated. The house was a mess, and I just wanted to be able to come home and relax. And I would say, oh, you just needed to be able to relax. And when you walk in and saw that mess, it felt like you were stressed and you couldn't actually let down and relax for the day. Bam. Husband, when it didn't feel like you could relax, then what happened? Well, I just raised my voice and yelled. When you yelled, what was it you were trying to communicate? I was frustrated, overwhelmed, and I just wanted to be able to relax. Okay, so husband, you were just needing to feel relaxed, and when you weren't, you did something, but unintentionally it didn't actually help you feel relaxed. Wife, when your husband came in and made that comment, what happened for you? What did his harsh comment communicate to you? It told me, I'm being the wife now, that he doesn't appreciate all I do around the house and how much I'm trying to take care of the home, but I'm also trying to give the kids the opportunity just to be kids, and some days I can't clean up all the mess before he gets home. Wife, that makes sense. When he did that, what was it you were needing to hear? I needed some appreciation and some acknowledgement that I'm not intentionally trying to mess with it. This is understandable. You just needed some acknowledgement and appreciation, and when your husband came in hot, that's not what you felt. You felt like you were being criticized. Do you see what I'm saying about the pattern? The husband didn't have any, what he did could have been corrected, but what he needed was not a problem. He needed to feel relaxed. Nobody in the world can say it's wrong to need to feel relaxed. The wife, she needed to feel appreciated. That's not the problem either. The problem is what they did when those needs weren't being met. what a couples counselor helps. I would then help that couple communicate to one another what they really needed. That would be something like, husband, when you came in and made that comment, I just needed some appreciation, that you appreciate what I do to help take care of our family. And when you made that harsh comment, I felt like you attacked me. And then I would help the husband validate what the wife shares. That's understandable, wife, because you do so much for our family, and I know that you just want the best, and it's important to you to create an environment where the kids can be themselves and where you're also reducing stress for me. And then we go to the husband. Husband, what was it you needed in that moment? And he would say, I would help him. Wife, when I walked home and saw the mess, I felt frustrated because it communicated to me that you can't let down, you're still at work. And what I really needed was just an opportunity to take a deep breath and relax. And when I didn't have that, I did make a critical comment that wasn't kind or appropriate. And then, wife, what is it that makes sense about what your husband just shared? Well, that makes sense because he worked so hard for our family, and I could see how after a long day, he just needed to have a moment where he could relax. That's something that people can get to on their own, but it's really hard, and sometimes people need help from a third party that isn't as involved in the relationship to help that couple get more to the heart, to the root of what's really going on. Because the more you learn how to communicate clearly what you really need, then it helps you go out and live your life. And it starts to reduce a bunch of unnecessary arguments. Couples counseling, in my opinion, is that couple making a definitive statement that this marriage is a priority. We are willing to address these issues because it's important and something unintentional has happened, and it is not allowing us to fully enjoy the benefits of our marriage. So when you come to couples counseling, it's not because you're a terrible couple or he's bad or she's bad. In my opinion, it's more saying something's not off and we just need some help. When my wife and I got married, we knew three things: that divorce for us was not an option, we were not going to let ourselves become like a roommates, and that we needed help. So we sought help. We saw a counselor, and that eventually led me down the road of becoming a therapist myself, and that now helps couples deal with the same things that my wife and I dealt with, and in a lot of ways still deal with. The best thing for any couple to realize as we're wrapping up is you're going to have arguments. You are two human beings. Difficult, frustrating stuff happens all the time. So it's not about eliminating the arguments. It's more about learning how to communicate and talk in a way where you're both truly heard. When you speak like that, it reconnects you. It brings you closer together, puts you back on the same page. And from that spot, you, husband, you, wife, are in a much sturdier, much more secure position to then go out and live your life. But couples counseling, it is helpful. It is hard. There's a lot of confusion around it. If it's something you're looking for, I would highly encourage you to look for a therapist trained in emotionally focused therapy. It's a very effective, evidence-based model, and I hope you gained something from this video.